Hi everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel and another video tutorial. Today we are going to be making an adorable sweetie bag from Mama Elephant's most recent January 2023 release. This is a brand new bag for them and it makes a square bag. So a lot of the bags out there are a little bit more skinny. Great for gift cards, little small goodies, chocolates, little candy bars and things like that. This one I think would actually fit a cupcake. So I'm kind of showing you what comes in the sweetie bag, as well as the brand new shaker shapes hearts, which I love. And the great thing about the sweetie bag, so it comes with cupcakes. So let's say you want to get your kiddo or niece or nephew or co-worker or significant other a little goodie, a cupcake or one of those yummy cookies, you know, from the gourmet shops for, you know, a treat, let's say for a birthday or celebration, you could totally make your own little goodie bag for it. So that's kind of, I think, the thought process behind the square-ish shape, or at least it is in my mind. However, it's going to fit some bigger things, which I totally love. So I'm going to tell you the dumb thing I did, since it happens right now. You may notice I'm using Distress Oxide ink with my dye ink blending tools. You guys, what in the world was I even doing? It's totally okay. I just will wash my brushes before I put them back away and use them again. I do want to make note of that because it's kind of significant, because I talk about all the time about how I don't use my Oxide brushes for anything else. Now, I die cut, you need 2 of the panel, just like you would for pretty much any gift bag out there. I am using 2 sweetie bag panels, die cut from Hero Art's PEONY Cardstock. And I am taking the Simon Says Stamp Tiny Spaced Heart Stencil and giving it a little decoration. You guys know me, I don't really like things super duper plain. Now, this is definitely a little bit more on the simple side. I was kind of going for more of a, what would a pre-made little goodie bag or goodie box look like, or goodie bag, I guess, look like. And I was trying to create something that looked like that. So I didn't use any stamps on this one other than the little greeting. I kept it pretty clean and classic, I guess, for me. And I want to stencil both sides. And then I realized my stencil also acts as a mask, so I can go ahead and ink up the handle with the Lumberjack Plaid Distress Oxide ink and not have to tape it off later. I mean, you guys, I had the smart factor going on here. Not. The great thing about a stencil like this with a repeating pattern, so you will notice these are very uniformly spaced. I purposely picked a stencil with a uniform pattern so that I could line it up and stencil that little area. I mean, it's not a lot. Over on the one side, actually I think I did both sides on this one to make sure that I covered the entire thing. I had a little bit of over stenciling, but honestly it's right near the seam, and so I'm not going to worry about it. After I have stenciled both sides of my box, I like to take a bone folder and along the creases from when you die cut it, it's going to die cut the score lines. I like to go in with my bone folder and then just reinforce those nice score lines. It's going to make your box go together so much better. The other thing I always like to do is take the box and kind of fold it up and look at it and see how it goes together before I start adding adhesive. Now, what I find works best for pretty much any box is to make it one long strip and then secure the bottom. So what we're going to do is put some nice strong adhesive on the 2 tabs, and then I'm going to remove the adhesive only from one of the tabs, and we're going to make a long strip with our sweetie box. Wouldn't this make a really cute, like, teacher gift as well? You could get a specialty cupcake or treat for your child's teacher. And I think that it would be really cute. Cello wrap it, put a little bow up at the top, put the whole box in cello wrap and tie up a bow. I love putting together gift boxes. I think that would be super fun. Okay, then we are going to, on every other along the bottom, I'm going to put adhesive, and you're going to see how this goes together. I want it to look really nice and clean on the bottom. And so for me, this is how I put it together. I guess I'm not sure if this is exactly how it was meant to be, but I liked how this looked the best. So next I'm going to fold those two in that have the adhesive, and on the outside we are going to place the two panels, and I kind of wish I would have gone ahead and stenciled the bottom now that I look at it, but I'm going to have those on the outside to make it nice and clean, and then we're going to tuck the last tab in, remove the backing paper, and our box is all done. So it looks really cute. I love the little hearts. I think it's super, super sweet. Now from the heart shaker, the shaker, wow, that's a tongue twister. A shaker shapes hearts. I die cut the frame from Hero Art's Cherry Red cardstock, the backing piece from Cherry Red cardstock, and then the solid inside piece from white cardstock, and then also using the solid piece, I die cut a piece of acetate. And I am going to place the acetate panel on the back of the heart, and that is going to help us create a shaker. Now, it doesn't have to be used as a shaker. You can use it just as is. I think that would be super cute as well, but it definitely is made to be a great little shaker shape. And we're going to use it to adorn the box. You can use it to adorn, you could make a gift tag out of it. You can use it on cards. Just use it as an embellishment for Valentine's. I think there's a lot of really cute ways to use this heart. But then I am going to take some foam tape, and this is the Simon Says stamp foam tape, but I'm just going to cut it in half. Remove the backing paper from both sides so that it's pliable, and I'm going to take it around the edge of the heart. The best thing about removing the backing paper from each side is it makes it pliable. And I try to keep my fingers out of it as much as possible. It is a little bit hard, but when you remove the backing, you can maneuver that tape however you need to. Next, we are going to fill this with some pretty pink Posh Valentine's sprinkles. I will say I wish I'd filled it a little bit fuller, but I love how it looks. I picked this mix because it's all pink and red and white, so I think it fits the design of my project perfectly. And I'm going to make sure it's all off of the foam material and inside. I'm going to place the backer on. And I think I had a heart sticking up that I'm going to have to fix. It was sticking up on its side. There we go. And there's our little shaker. So cute. It almost looks like a little box of candy or something. Now, I like it just like this on the front of the bag, but for some reason, I really liked it offset a little bit. And I played around with it a lot, and I decided I think I like it offset. Now, included in the Sweetie bag, which I totally love, are two different border options. There is the more pronounced scallop that I'm going to use here, and then there's a little bit more subtle scallop with more stitching. Either one is really cute. Like I said, I chose this one that looks more like an eyelet trim, and I die cut it 4 times from white cardstock so that I can take it all the way around the perimeter of my box or my bag. I am going to take some very skinny 1/8 inch tape. This is the red tape from Simon Says Stamp, and I am going to place this along the top edge of my box. You can see I already filled the box. It will hold a ton. These are some felt hearts from Benzie Design. I got them for decor and stuff, but there's pink down in the bottom, but the pink isn't the right color of pink, so I put the red all up at the top. I wanted to see how much it will hold, and I really wanted to show you guys just how full this is. So if you want to put like a little bag of candy down inside, or a couple of little bags of candy instead of a cupcake or cookies, you could do that. There's just a lot that will fit in here. I was very, very impressed with the size. I am using the tape instead of glue, and I'm using strong tape since this is a 3D project. A lot of times I will use glue. I am going to use glue to attach my shaker and the other embellishment, but As long as it's a strong tape, I don't mind using it. So as I look at it, I really do think I want to put this at an angle. I'm going to grab some ribbon from my stash, and I'm going to put some of that strong, this is some Altenew double-sided tape on the back of my heart. And I'm going to wrap around this pretty kind of iridescent-y type ribbon. It looks really nice and it picks up the color really of whatever you're using. And I'm going to tie a little bow. I believe this is Stampin' Up! Ribbon. I don't know if they still have it or not. A lot of my Stampin' Up! Ribbon I've had in my stash for a while. This one I haven't had that long, but I do love their ribbon for paper crafting, so I often have it, but I use some for a cross stitch project, you guys, and I have had the ribbon I used for that for, I bet you, 10 years. I mean, I have had some of that ribbon for a long time. I'm so glad I held on to it because it's a good ribbon. But this is so pretty. You can get ribbon anywhere, you know, Michael's or Hobby Lobby or Joann's even, sometimes Walmart as well. If you're looking for some fun little ribbons, I've seen some really cute Valentine's ribbons at all of those places. Then I'm going to snip off the ends, and I am going to glue this and another heart in place on the front of my bag. And I felt like two look really cute. That red heart is left over. It was the cutout from the frame. But I think we're going to use a different shade. And I picked this Guava cardstock from Fawn. I liked the color of that the best with the other colors of cardstock I'm using. And I am using some Barely glue to glue these down on the front. Just like that. And I'm going to kind of have to hold them in place since I chose to glue these down after I assembled my box. You could put something heavy on top. I didn't really want to squish the bow too much. And in that great shaker shapes hearts, there's two different little mini hearts. Like you could make your own shaker material if you want. I actually just die cut the bigger of the two small hearts. And I'm going to place that little red heart in the center of the other one. I like that. I thought that was just the perfect little finishing touch. You guys know I love little hearts of any kind, and this project is full of them. And I have a bunch of leftover hearts that I can save for another project. Now, I do want to add some sort of little mini tag. And I have talked about this in some other videos. The B2B, I think it's Back to Basics, is what I say every time, from Mama Elephant. They've got rectangles, circles, squares, ovals. This is the square set. Each of them has like a little tag in the center, like a little bonus. It's a set full of basic square shapes, but it has this awesome little tag, and I love the little tags. So I die cut that from white. I stamped it with a greeting from the Mini Everyday Messages using the Lumberjack Plaid Distress Oxide ink. And then I'm going to take some red twine I have in my stash and just tie that to the little bow on the front of the sweetie bag. And it's the perfect finishing touch. You can fill this with sweets, with goodies, with small toys, whatever the case may be. I think it would just be a perfect little addition, not only for Valentine's Day. I definitely Valentine'd mine up, but birthdays, celebrations, the holidays, I could see adding little faces to the front, making cute like Halloween critters on the front of the boxes. There's just a lot you can do with this. It's a great basic. Thank you guys so much for joining me today for this sweetie bag tutorial featuring brand new Mama Elephant product. The supplies I used are listed and linked below the video here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me today for another paper crafting tutorial. I love being able to share with this incredible community of crafters. I want to give a huge shout out and special thank you to my amazing Patreon members. If you're interested in joining Patreon, please click the link in the description underneath the video here on YouTube. Patreon is a private community where you can support more of what I do. There's exclusive content, you'll receive a handmade birthday card from me during your birthday month, monthly lives for my top tier patrons, and more. We would love to have you join our growing community. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe to my channel, click the like button, and don't forget to click the notification bell so you're always notified when I have a video or go live. Thank you again for watching, and I'll see you again next time.